is Annie, and I am a knitwear designer and yarn dyer living south of Atlanta, Georgia. I hope you all are doing well and staying healthy. I'm really glad you stopped by my podcast, as I really do believe there is something about yarn that brings us together. I know everything is kind of crazy right now with the virus and everything going on in the world, and I'm more grateful than ever that I have cool podcasts to watch on YouTube and content to keep up with. So I just wanted to pop in today for a mini episode. For those of you who are waiting for my content to come out, I do apologize for the delay the last couple of weeks. As you may have seen on Instagram, my knitting mojo has been kind of in the tank, and I haven't really been doing much of anything the last couple of weeks, except for continuing to chip away at the moving preparations. So yeah, for those of you who are coming back, you may know that I'm moving in May 15th to be exact. So it's going to be a bit of an adventure, first time living in an apartment and all that jazz. So I'm trying to prep for that as best I can, which means my just overall general craft mojo has just not really been doing very well. So anyway, yeah, I've been working on some things behind the scenes that I can't quite share yet. I've done a little bit of knitting. Most of today's episode is just going to be stash acquisition, actually. As far as admin stuff today, going to keep it short and sweet. Dyed to order listings are closed. They closed at the end of March, and I can't remember if I have podcasted since then, so sorry if I've already talked about this. If you're interested in a sweater quantity of my yarn, definitely let me know. I'm trying to work on a system to get people sweater quantities when they want, so just let me know. Otherwise, I am tentatively planning a shop update toward the end of April. So I will definitely keep you guys posted on Instagram regarding that. Monday, I am dyeing a bunch of robin's egg because I've been having a lot of requests for that lately. I have had requests for sock kits, single ply, and sport weight. So I also have DK weight in stock. So if that's something you'd be interested in, definitely drop me a message on Instagram and let me know so that I can dye some for you. Otherwise, I will have some in the shop if you decide you want to get some in stock. Late next week, probably. I'm going to skip over what I'm wearing and finished objects because, as you can see, I don't have any knitwear on. It's just too warm in the house today, and I didn't feel like cranking the air conditioner down just to be cold enough to wear some knitwear. So, and then finished objects, knitting mojo in the tank, so haven't finished anything. I do have a little bit of progress on the boyfriend cardigan that I am doing, and I have a hoe, so let me go grab those. So first up is the boyfriend cardigan, and it is living in my lovely bag by Jenna Rose that I covered in a previous episode, so I won't bore you with the details now. And then also, if you have been following the podcast and or Instagram, I am making the Ranger by Jared Flood for my boyfriend Michael. And I have made a little bit of progress, and I'm in the middle of a row. How lovely. But anyway, here's how much I have done. Here's the bottom hem, and it's bottom up. So as you can see, the texture is really nice. And this is in my hand-dyed yarn, superwash worsted. These are the first two this much, and this is how much I have left of the first two skeins. And I dyed 10 skeins, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's the wrong side, and it looks cool too, I think. So, but he is thrilled. Even though the weather is too warm for him to wear it right now, he is still thrilled to see me making progress on it. So, but yeah, it's really, really fun to knit. The stitch pattern, like, it looks like it would be complicated, but it's really, once you get used to how to do it, it's totally like movie knitting, YouTube knitting, that kind of thing. So yeah, it's going well. And then as far as my half object, or hoe as I don't like to call it, but everybody calls it that, so you know, whatever. I finished my first little ankle sock out of the leftover Hey Sister Yarn Company yarn that I had from making my regular height socks. And I am most of the way through, actually I may be all the way. I'm almost through the heel on the second one. I am doing the Fish Lips Kiss Heel, my new favorite toy. It's awesome. Definitely try it if you haven't. But for the cuff, I just did a 1x1 rib, and then I did the same little color stripe like I did in the first pair. Well, it's not going to focus, so let me grab this one. For the first pair, the cuff was gold, and then the heel and toe were purple, so I just swapped them for this one. But yeah, it was one sock kit that I got from Hey Sister Yarn Co. before they stopped dyeing yarn. And yeah, the other socks are like probably halfway up my calf, I'd say, or halfway up my leg, I don't know. And then these are ankle socks, and I still have plenty of yarn. So, and it is living in my bird bag by the Ginger U, my buddy Cheryl, who is also sewing the bags for my Fantastic Socks yarn club, inspired by Newt Scamander. So yeah, my next cast on will probably be living in that. So I'll have to wait and show it on the podcast after I get the first round of bags shipped. But anyway, sorry, that was an aside. But yeah, so my half object, I just need to weave in the ends, and it's done. And finish the second sock. So that's it as far as works in progress. I guess I'll just start into stash enhancement. I did have another dyer swap come in. I'm really, really excited. So love. I found Fall for November on Instagram and fell in love with this colorway. It's Acorns, and it is on a 2-ply sock, which is 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon. So super soft and squishy. Oh my gosh. And I love, hopefully it'll focus. There we go. Yes, I love the name of the company. I love the logo. It's like, oh my gosh. So yeah, anyway, you can tell I'm kind of out of practice as far as podcasting, so sorry in advance. But yeah, I am looking to potentially make a nice moody shawl with this, maybe pair it with a dark charcoal gray or a deep blue, like pull one of the dark moody tones out of the skein and pair it like for some stripes or something with like a semi-solid. So, but yeah, that is another dyer swap. Woohoo! So yeah, and I have a couple more in the works, so it's gonna be fun. Hashtag SPRINGMAKERSWAP is what I'm using for that. So, you know, it makes for happy mail days without breaking the bank. So why not, you know? I did also get a skein in the mail from a dear, dear friend of mine. She sent it to me for my birthday, and I just haven't podcasted since then. So yeah, my buddy Shay of Cameo Yarns sent me a lovely birthday gift. Thank you, Shay. And inside was this gorgeousness right here. I really hope it shows the colors. There you go, my goodness. I will be posting photos on the blog as well, somethingaboutYarn.com, because I seriously doubt you're going to be able to see all the just the many different tones in the speckling in this yarn. So I want to make sure that is definitely shown off. So I will be posting photos. But this is by Hand Dyed Diva, the sock yarn, 80-20 blend, super soft. Love the logo. So cute. A little gemstone up there. It's so cool. Like a rhinestone. So, but yeah, the camera is not picking up. I don't think. Let me see. No, it is not. Okay. So I won't even try or bore you with that, but I'll try to get photos when the sun stops hitting this window, or maybe I'll go up front to the front of the house, get some photos in the natural light so that way you guys can see, because there is so much depth in this yarn, and I can tell from the little screen that the camera is not picking it up. Yay for birthday presents! And then last but not least, a couple weeks ago, I made up my mind. was tired of waiting, so I just did it, and I was bad, and I bought some yarn. I've since then bought a little bit more, because once you start, it's really hard to stop once you fall off the wagon. But anyway, I happened to get in on an update of VOOLENVINE yarns. Super excited. I've been stocking her yarns for a while. You can see this is her colorway Dragon Tears on Nouveau, which is a gorgeous single ply sock base. And again, the camera is not picking up all the subtle like speckles and everything that are in this colorway. So again, I'll be posting photos of all three of these, because none of these is being done total justice by the camera. So they all three have so much going on in the speckle department. They actually look really good together too. So anyway, yeah, so this is my stash enhancement for this week, and all three sock yarns, all three bases that I absolutely love. I am just obsessed with sock yarn right now, especially 2-ply and single ply. Not sure what's going on, but you know, it is what it is. So very happy with my acquisitions for this week, and really happy to get those put in my stash and matched up with some projects whenever they decide to tell me what they want. You know how it is. So in the spirit of keeping this short, I'm gonna fly through my the last couple sections here real quick. Sorry, but I'm kind of, yeah, it's supposed to be a mini episode, so you know. But anyway, makers I'm loving. I wanted to feature 3 as always. First up is my good friend Hannah. She is Hannah Knits on Instagram. She has been sharing sneak peeks of her upcoming book, which is going to be released later this year. Definitely go check that out. She is just awesome at designing, and her eye for color and just the work that she does is really inspiring. So hi Hannah, if you're watching, you know. So anyway, yeah, go check out her stuff and definitely keep up as she continues posting book sneak previews. Next up is Yarn Texas. Hi Susan, if you're watching. She has a shop in Corpus Christi, Texas that carries my yarn, and I've jumped on a few of her virtual knit times, like knit sit and chat kind of knit things on Zoom, and it's been really cool to see some of the ladies out there have gotten my yarn and are working with it, and it's so exciting to see. So yeah, Yarn Texas, I cannot wait to go out and visit in person, but she has a really cool shop, and if you are looking to make some yarny purchases online, whether you're local to Corpus or not, definitely check out her website and see if there's something that you can order, and keep supporting our local yarn stores. Last but not least is Yarn by Stu. I really enjoy looking at their photos, the colorways, just everything about their feed is really fun and inspiring. So definitely go ahead and check them out and see if anything catches your fancy. Real quick, in the dye pots, I did an experiment. I wanted to try, now I know some of you may be going, no, don't do it, because you love my semi-solids as they are. Don't worry, I'm not changing my semi-solids. I'm just playing with something new. So I wanted to try to come up with a semi-solid that was more solid than my typical semi-solid, if that makes sense. Less variation. And like I said, I know a lot of you love how my semi-solids are right now. They glow, all that, you know, all the things that you guys say and tell me, and don't worry, I'm listening and I'm not changing them. But for a project that I wanted to do, and potentially some future ideas I have for some collections, I did want to go ahead and start trying to do a more solid dye bath. So I pulled a sample skein out of my selection from my supplier, and I was playing with it, and I tried a new to me technique that really did make it a bit more consistent. Not as many lights and darks. Now I was not able to reproduce it with multiple skeins in the pan, but I'm working on it. So we'll see if I can reproduce it in larger quantities. It may not be something I ever do again, but I have a very specific project in mind that I want it to look like this. So we'll see. But anyway, I thought it was just a fun thing, you know, something new to show you guys. So that is about it for the main content. I told you it was going to be a mini episode. I'm not including all the sections that I normally would, just because I wanted to get an episode out for you guys this week and not wait another week. I probably should have done that the last couple weeks, like little mini things, but yeah, you guys know it's a weird time and I'm kind of out of it, and every week I get to the end of the week and I'm like, oh crap, I didn't podcast. Almost did that today, but I decided a short episode was better than nothing, so here we are. Last section real quick, what I am reading, watching, and playing. So I just finished reading Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas. Highly, highly recommend. It does start out a little bit slow, I will warn you, but once you kind of get over that hump and get into the meat of the story, it is really good. I can say officially that I have now read all of Sarah J. Maas's books. She's my favorite author. Like, yeah, she's number one, and I would say J.K. Rowling is number 2 right now. Number 3, gosh, I don't know if I have a number 3 right now. But anyway, yeah, so if you haven't read anything by Sarah J. Maas, I highly recommend. I would probably start with A Court of Thorns and Roses. It's a 4-ish book series, mainly trilogy. Throne of Glass is exceptionally good as well. It's just a little bit longer. I believe there are 7 books in that, 7 or 8. I never can remember. Sorry. And then Crescent City is a new, I think it's going to be a series, so we'll see. But it is very good. It is very good. And I'm looking at the book because I have it right there. I was going to show it because the cover's so gorgeous, but I'm lazy. So yeah, I finished that last week and then immediately launched into a book my buddy Allison recommended. Well, more like, if you want me to read Sarah J. Maas, you better read this. Kind of coerced me. Hi, Allison, if you're watching. Thank you very much. But anyway, it's called The Cerulean, and it is by Amy Ewing. I was trying to be lazy and not reach down into the stack of books. Amy Ewing, I got it. So, The Cerulean, and I forgot the slip cover to be able to show you guys. It's a gorgeous cover. So yeah, I'm about almost halfway. It is different from anything else I've ever read, so I'm not quite sure if I like it quite yet. It's interesting. It is interesting. I will give it that. But I'm going to wait and see how things unfold before I decide if I really, really like it. The writing is definitely, I'd say it's pretty good. So anyway, we'll see. Oh yes, I also finally got around to finishing The Dark Between Stars by Atticus. He is a poet that I absolutely love, and I find his poems and prose and like whatever, all the things that he does, very inspiring. So I finally finished reading that. I gotta say, I am really finding some inspiration for colorways. So if you're an Atticus fan and you like to knit, you might want to keep an eye out. What I'm watching, let's see. Still watching Outlander, of course. Keeping up with my typical podcasts. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else. I can't think of anything new that I started watching, so oh well. Oh, we did go through and finish watching the rest of the Marvel movies while I did Disney Plus for a month, so we could go through all of our Marvel favorite Marvel movies and binge watch them. So we finished that last week. I think that's it. As far as what I'm playing, mostly the same. I did start playing The Sims 4. Thank you very much, Allison. And I say that in the best sense, because I really do enjoy it. My favorite thing is not actually playing as the characters and like doing their life. My favorite thing is downloading really cool houses without the furniture and then going through and decorating them myself. So yeah, a little bit different way to play The Sims, but hey, it's fun, you know. I think that's it. We passed 100 subscribers and then somebody unsubscribed, so I think we're just under 100 right now. Yeah, so just waiting until we actually stay at 100 to do the giveaway. As far as Instagram, I did finally pass 500 followers on Instagram. So I think I will do a giveaway over there. Keep your eyes out. Keep your eyes out? Oh my gosh, that sounds painful. Keep an eye out for the details on that on Instagram. I'll probably do like a pattern or something, or progress keeper. I don't know. Well, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. Like I said, short and sweet episode today. Hopefully next time I will have more knitting content to show, maybe a new cast on. But in the meantime, thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I look forward to talking to you again. Stay well and happy knitting.